hit the like button, whatever it is, because we got everything y'all need, man. Listen, and what you ain't looking for, you gonna be looking for it then.
Scribe or Deebo gonna whoop your ass.
For the game, they had some reports surface about players, being late for meetings and having disciplinary issues. According to ESPN, tardiness was an issue through last season. One current Dolphin player said he believes some captains that this past season took advantage of the role. They said Ramsey, wide receiver Tyreek Hill were two of the 8 voted captain in 2024. They were among repeat offenders who received numerous fines throughout the seasons. Throughout the season, what do you think of players like repeatedly being late? They said players were often late to practice meetings, with multiple team sources suggesting this reflecting the lack of respect for McDaniels, who was hesitant to publicly, I guess, discipline these guys for outside of posting fines.
Well, let's keep this real though, Deebo. Well, we've been both apart. We've been in the league a long time. And you know what I'm saying? I know you've been a part of the Steelers. I was a part of the Steelers and the Browns. And let me just ask you just open. How do you feel about this, about players being late to meetings? Because I know we're gonna be real on our show, Deebo. That's what we talked about earlier. Like real conversations, real things that go on. So I know what do you feel about tardiness of players, and how do you think this is? What do you think is going on?
So my thing on it is you should never be late. It's nothing that can go on that should make you late, because you should be leaving with enough time to get there and all that other stuff. Now, I understand where you get certain players get different privileges. Okay. I understand that, because with time, like Butts would say, he says the 3 T's. If over time you tell me the truth, I'll learn to trust you. So as I build a relationship with that player and I know, what their demeanor is and how they actually operate. If he comes late one time or something happens and you're late, okay, I can scrub that. But if you come late again, you can't scrub that. You know what I'm saying? And it's a reason that we have the what they call it, the code of conduct. It's called conduct detrimental. Okay. So it's what is they call progressive discipline, right? So a team has the option of fining you on your first offense, okay? And they can fine you up to a max of, like, I think it's 40% or whatever that max fine is. The second time is 70%. And after the third time, it's 100% of that max fine, okay?
Gotcha.
Now,
Yes.
that max fine can be a week's salary all the way up to and including suspension without pay for 4 weeks. So when you get guys that are just repeated offenders, only way you can get any kind of control is to actually go to the further spectrum of it that you can, because everybody cares about their money. You telling me I got 4 weeks of playing and not getting paid? That's not something somebody is going to sign up for or do if they know that, you know what, after my third time, this is what's going to happen. Now, when you get coaches that are like, okay, I'm going to fine you, and they fine you $2,500, and they fine you $3,000, and they fine you $5,000, and you never get to that fine of what they call that real money, then it's not going to stop them. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you got a player that's, you're making $500,000 a week or whatever, you don't even notice that. You just thinking some extra taxes came out. You know what I'm saying? So unless the coach makes it a point to do that, like, I don't know what happens in New England if you're late. Like, when Bill was there, like, I don't know what happens. I honestly, they had me so scared. I seen time. I'm sitting in my locker like this, dude. And I kind of catch a glimpse of somebody running and it's time. He running to the meeting. I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to be late. So I jump up and I start running in there. Everybody in there, but the meeting don't start for like another like 5 minutes, 5 minutes or something. So it's obviously something there happens that don't nobody want a piece of because nobody is late. Also, something else they did was your phones. You can't have your phone in the meeting. It can't be in your pocket. It can't be nowhere, right? So I don't know this. So I'm walking in, and as I'm walking in, I see like 40 phones just sitting on the floor. And I see another dude come past and pull his phone out of his pocket and throw it on the floor. I'm like, well, shit, I better throw my phone on the floor too. I'm not about to go in and catch something. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think when you have a coach that is a player's coach, that's a good thing. But when you have a coach that's too much of a player's coach, that's a bad thing because now he's not going to go to that point of actually being that, that disciplinarian because he may want to keep a certain relationship with that player or not upset that player. Who knows, what it may be.
I would say we could go with this too, though, Deebo. Mostly, we're talking about star players here because if you're not a good player and you're coming up late, you're not going to be there long. You know what I'm saying? So I think that most of the time you say everybody gets treated fairly, but not everybody gets treated the same.
Right.
The vets, they got to show the respect and know they get treated a certain way, and you can respect that, or you could try to get away with stuff because you're going to be able to get away with stuff. And your team could look at it a certain way and just showing up late. That's just not the way that good vets are supposed to move. You know what I'm saying? Take advantage of their privilege. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was in Cleveland, there was really no too much hierarchy. You know what I'm saying? You learn to get respect from somebody, like you said. You learn trust in time, and then you can that's how you develop it. Like in time, you have to show me that you're gonna be on time. You got to show me that you're gonna like be in the place you're supposed to be, and then I'll trust you. You know what I'm saying? To be able to give you some leniency. Know that you have to develop. You're gonna be on time all the time, and I know this is the way that you are.
Right.
So if something happens, then I know this is oh man, this isn't Joe. Something happened, something matter of fact might have happened with his family. Let's make sure he's okay. You know what I'm saying? Not just no, he just doesn't show up to these meetings because it might be a Thursday night. He goes out on Thursdays, he show up late to the special teams meeting. Like that's just not a way, you know what I'm saying, you want it to rock. So when I'm reading into this, it's more like they're talking about good players trying to take advantage of knowing the coach is not going to be as hard on them. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't think.
Well, it's also like you said, it's the coach.
Yeah,
if you have
for sure, for sure.
that doesn't do what is necessary. You know what I'm saying? I guess they said player-driven leadership has always been emphasized under McDaniels. His style, as one current player described it, is laid back without being hands off. Former Dolphins player who played for McDaniels said coach was always open and vulnerable with his players, which he thinks players misconstrued as being soft. I very much think that is misconstrued as being soft because you're in a game where it is a bunch of really aggressive alpha type males in any form, especially if I don't have a strong or I ain't built a relationship with you, Joe. And I go and I tell you something that you see a different side of me and you like, yo, maybe he a little soft. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a real thing. But with you knowing me and me discussing something with you on a more of a personal level, it's like, okay, he must really be going through something because I know this is not what he does.
And though he respects me enough to be like, man, as a man, you're gonna come to me and tell me something, you know what I'm saying, that he don't really talk about too much.
So when you're a person that's just open and vulnerable to everyone, yeah, I'm like, for me, that would seem soft. Like, and I can see how, like my mom told me when I was a kid, dude, she was like, they go take kindness for weakness. So that's why I was always kind of standoffish, mean, mugging. I had, I got resting, what they call, for a man face, but that's just me because that's what I was taught. They take kindness for weakness, so don't run around here being happy and jolly and goo laughing. They looking at somebody they think they can get over on. And that's just how I was, that's how I was brought up. What do you think?
I think that I feel this. I know exactly what you're saying. I think with with this situation, I think that it's just so we talking about with Jalen and Mike McDaniel.
Yeah. With McDaniel's and his situation of being, they're saying he is being misconstrued as being soft. Him not being as disciplined and strict with his
Okay.
enforcement, of not, when
Yeah,
you're
no,
late.
no, no, for sure, for sure, for sure. I think that they can get that misconstrued. Like you said, it's a bunch of grown men in the thing, and when you have a head coach that's kind of letting certain people get away with things and not holding them accountable, that could really just show a lack of discipline. You
Envy, it
don't have
shows
to
envy and
change
jealousy to other guys too, though.
a
and
thousand
then and
percent.
then and well, it starts that with other guys, and then on top of that, some guys like, yo, well, if he letting him do that, I'm gonna do
I'm
this,
gonna do that too. So
and I'm gonna like, if he
I,
don't do it.
I'll give you a proper example, Debo. I'll speak it to when I really came. When I came to the Pittsburgh Steelers, I've never not stayed in the hotel at a home game. That's something that everybody, no
Mhm,
matter what, Phil Dawson, you're
mhm,
15 years in. You better check into the hotel. You're gonna have your meetings there at the home game and little late meetings, do your dinner, and then bed check. You know what I'm saying? At the home games. When I came to Pittsburgh, the OGs, veterans, Pouncies, you know what I'm saying? After the home meeting, they was like, oh yeah, bet we going home.
mhm,
They're going home. They have a family. They're like, Joe, what you about to? I'm like, man, I don't know. Because the coach, they don't tell you if you're a vet, you can stay. But that's just the way. That's the unknown, unwritten rule. You got to be a vet. You're an OG. You can go stay at the crib. Do you know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, he's like, where you going to go? I said, I'm going to go home. The trust of Pouncey, you got grown men. They're not going to go out to the club before the game. When we wake
mhm,
up early in the morning, I'm trying to go home, pick up my family, go get everybody right, and then come back to the stadium. It's like, why am I making this extra step when you trust me as a man? I'm not going out. I'm not going to go get seen. I'm trying to go take care of my body, go get my family, sleep in my own
mhm,
bed, and then head to the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, then when you see the young dudes like, no, I'm about to go, I'm staying in my crib. No, you can't. You know what I'm saying? You're not a vet. You mess
mhm,
around, be out. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a whole different situation. The trust of them knowing, Joe, where you at? And then they will call, yo, I'm at the crib. They're, all right, bet. See you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like
mhm,
that is something that people could take advantage of. You could, as a,
mhm,
if I wanted to, I could go out to the club. I
mhm,
could have went out, did something crazy, but that's not professional. That's not what professionals do. My job is to get ready for the game. And Coach T, as a man, was letting me go home and take that step out of waking up super early, having to go to my crib, get my body worked on, get my family, bring them to the game, and then work that whole situation. He's like, no, Joe, you have a process. You going, wait, you going, where you going? To my family. See you
mhm,
tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So that's
mhm.
just was the respect factor. And like other teams, they don't care. Phil Dawson was a grown man. He's not going to go out. But no matter what, the Browns like, I don't care. You play for the Browns. You're staying in this hotel with the team. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just I don't care what you're
Mhm.
gonna do.
I ain't gonna lie, I like that. I like
I
you're
love
staying in
that.
the team. I love you're staying in the team you're staying in the hotel with the team. You're here to get a job done. Everything else outside of that should be not even a part of what we got going on. I
That
understand you got a family at
that's
home. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to have wifey, have everything set up, ready and go. And so when you get there, everything is coordinated so that you can boom, bam, bam. Because I think when you get into situations like that, like you said, you're going to go home and stay there. But who says that the vet that's Joe Blow didn't decide the one time that he thought he had a soft game, let me run down here with the boys real quick
yeah,
and be here or there. Now, whether word gets back or not, he gets that privilege, and it's not like he's not gonna tell somebody. You know what I'm saying? So now the other guys is foaming at the mouth, waiting for their opportunity and chance to be a vet to do the same thing. So like situations like that, I'm like, nah. Like when I played for Cowher, I didn't care. It didn't matter. Bus Jerome Bettis stayed in the Hall of Famer. He stayed in the hotel.
no,
It wasn't no going home.
I'm
You
not
know?
I'm not saying that that's a bad thing either. I'm not saying it's a bad thing either. I'm just saying that it's a I respect it. And especially if you're going to be, that's the thing of taking advantage of your vetness. You know what I'm saying? Like if you do have
Mhm.
things that you can do, don't
But
disrespect
I
it.
think I think
And
also it puts guys in a position, especially if you're a vet, where you know what, that night at the hotel before the game, I ain't got to worry about nothing at home. I ain't got to
no,
I ain't got to try and get
the
nobody to
option of you
bed.
being
But
you have the
this is
option.
where it causes. I think it causes issues for the players and the family. Is you don't have to stay there. Wife say, you ain't got to stay there. Why are you staying there? He don't want to say, I don't want to deal with this. It's a restful night. I want to get ready for the game. So now all of a sudden, maybe he got to go home when he ain't want to.
See look how is old, because old ladies, you talking about what old ladies talking. Well, Joe at the crib. Why you not at the crib?
Right.
Oh no, that's crazy. I feel you though. It could, yeah. It just opens up another window. I'm just saying, I'm not knocking it. I feel where you're coming from, because it gets to have other people just looking, trying to get to where they're going, why they getting to do other stuff. But that's why I say you get treating people fairly, but not everybody gets treated the same. Right. I could see the same way of nobody can't go. You know what I'm saying? But then there's reasons why I would see why they could go. You know what I'm saying? They're going to go to the crib. Like, even if they're legitimately going to go, because these dudes do have stuff going on, or you don't have to go. It's just an option that I just thought was dope. That if you're on the team, then you can respect it best, because that's the relationship part where you can take advantage of it, or you don't.
No, for sure.